Classification based on physics. Part 3. Skinned instruments or membranophones and idiophones or autophones.
Welcome to the lecture series in Carnatic music. In this session, we shall discuss about Introduction. Membranophones or percussion instruments are referred as Avanadha Vadyam. Avanadha means to be covered. Most of the percussion instruments that have one or two faces covered with hide or skin fall under this category. The most ancient of the Indian drums is the Bhumi Dundubi, which means the earth drums. Instruments of percussion are usually time-keeping instruments. A few like Nagara and Beri are used in war. These two instruments were also used in the village outlooks in former times to warn the villagers whenever robbers and looting plunderers were sighted at a distance. Some, like the Tammaka and Parai, are used by the state for publicity purposes. To the class of drums belong the Mridangam, Tabla, Nagara, Tabil, Dolak, Damaru, Madalam, Shuddha Madalam. Panchamukha Vadyam, Udukkai, Urumi, Chendai and Pampai.
Indian drums may be broadly classified under the following heads. Hand drums or those played by the hand. 1. Dolak, Muravu, Mridangam, Pakavaj, Panchamukha Vadyam, Shuddha Maddalam and Tabla. Stick drums. Those played with inanimate objects like the sticks. They are Pampai, Tambattam, Damaram and Paraitappu. Stick and hand drums are those played by hand on one side and with stick on the other side, like Chendai and Tavil. Self-struck. These are self-struck. The instrument is rattled, that is, rocked to and fro by the motion of the hand to enable the knotted end of the string to strike the two faces alternately. 1. Dhamaru. 2. Guduguduppai. Hand frame drums. Played with the palm and fingers of the right hand while the left hand supports the frame of the drum, like the Ganjira. Struck and stroke drums. Here, one side of the drum is struck and the other side is stroked. For example, Urmi or the friction drum. Drums may be further classified into 1. Drums with a single face, that is Ekamukha Vadyam, example the Tammuku. Kettle drum played with leather straps. 2. Drums with two faces or Dvimukha Vadyam, example the Mridangam. Amongst Dvimukha Vadyam, there are instances like the Mridangam wherein both the faces are played and instances like the Chendai wherein only one face is played. Chendai is a drum from the South Indian state of Kerala and parts of Karnataka. It is an indispensable accompaniment for the Kathakali dance form. The Karnataka version, known as Chende, is also used in the dance drama known as Yakshagana. It has heads on both ends, but only one side is played. 3. Drums with 5 faces. Example, Panchamukha Vadyam. The Panchamukha is a metal drum with 5 faces or mukha, named after the faces of Shiva. The diameter of the central face is slightly larger than those of the peripheral faces. The instrument is played with both hands. The pitch of the faces is adjusted by tightening or loosening the squeeze of the skin at the region of the neck and below the rim. Each drum is tuned to a different pitch. It is used in temple music. Drums may again be classified into 1. Drums with plain faces as the Udukkai and Panchamukhavadhyam, and 2. Drums with complex faces, that is, with 2 or 3 concentric rings of skin and with or without the black paste in the center, example, the Mridangam, Shuddhamadalam and Tabla. Shuddhamadalam is a drum from the South Indian state of Kerala. It is an indispensable accompaniment for the Kathakali and Mohiniyattam dance forms. It is very similar to the Mridangam. The Mridangam stands as the finest example of a two-phased drum with complex drum heads. On simpler drums, particular rhythmic phrases or solkatte patterns are played. Several kinds of cymbals are in use. These are exclusively time-keeping instruments and are made of metal. The jalra is a good example. It is largely used in bhajan parties and katha kalakshepam. Larger cymbals or brahmatalam are used in temple ceremonies and bands. Different kinds of castanets are also common throughout India. Percussion instruments may be broadly classified into 1. Those with which a regular cross-rhythmical accompaniment can be provided in concerts, example mridangam, tabal, ganjira, ghatam, jalra, tabla and dolak, and 2. Those wherein the above mentioned action is not possible, example gongs and nagara. Talavadyam may be classified into 1. Pradhana Talavadyam, that is, those which are indispensable in concerts like the mridangam, tabal or tabla. 2. Upatalavadhyam, that is, those which can be used at the option of the performer or singer like the ganjira, ghatam and dolak. Talavadyam may again be classified into 1. Tunable, that is, those which can be tuned to a desired pitch like the mridangam and tabla, and 2. Non-tunable, that is, those whose pitches are determined at the make like the ghatam and the jalra. Of the time-keeping instruments, the ghatam and mursing are of special interest. The ghatam is the only rhythmic instrument without detachable parts and made of a single material. In mursing, the protecting tongue is plucked by the right hand and the mouth acts as a resonator. Amongst the drums, there are those wherein the membrane is stretched over an open metallic frame as the ganjira, and those wherein the membrane is stretched over a hollow shell as the damaram and tabla. Care and maintenance of membranophones. 1. Hand drums should always be played with hands. Drumsticks should never be used. 2. Membranophones must be prevented from extreme temperatures. Excessive heat may even split the membranes. 3. Also, a membranophone should never be played in a wet weather. 4. To avoid the hand drums from the sweating hands, always use a talcum powder on the hands. 5. Always keep the membranes covered when not in use. 6. The instruments in general should be played only by those who know to play it well or under the supervision of a renowned player. 7. The instrument must be tuned only with a special tuning kit and not with any other gadgets. 8. When not in use, The instrument must be kept in its cover to avoid climatic and insect attack. 9. The rice paste applied on the membrane during concert must be removed without fail. Materials used in making membranophones. Jackwood is used in making mridangam, tawil, shuddhamadalam and chendai. The pores present in jackwood are less when compared to others. Sometimes red wood is used for making mridangam. The right head, which is smaller than the left head, is made up of 3 concentric layers of skin. The innermost layer is not visible. The outer layer, usually made up of calf hide, is called the meat tol, and the inner ring, made up of sheep skin, is called the chap tol. At the center of the right head is a black spot called the chor. This is a permanent spot made of a mixture of cooked rice, manganese, and iron filings. This is what gives the mridangam its special tone. The left head, known as the toppi, is made of only 2 layers. The inner one is made of sheepskin and the outer one is made of buffalo hide. Before playing the mridangam, a thick paste made of semolina and water is applied to the center of this head. This is done to lower the pitch and produce a bass sound on the left head. This paste is scraped off after the performance. A special type of baked clay is used for the preparation of ghattam. With that, copper, iron, or brass filings are mixed. The ganjira's shell is originally made from the jackfruit tree. The wood of margosa tree is sometimes used in making shells of drums. The core of the coconut and palmyra tree is used sometimes for making the shell of the mridangam. In Urmi, the milky juice of a plant is applied and rubbed over the central part of the right head. Hempen hoops are used for tawil. The skin of water buffalo is used on the right side of the tawil and the goat's skin is used on its left side. The player usually wears thumb caps on all the fingers of the right hand made of hardened glue from maida flour. The left head is played with a short, thick stick made from the wood of the portia tree. Bronze is used in making the shell of the Panchamukhabhadyam. Iron filings mixed with rice provide the black paste on the right head of the mridangam. Sheet iron riveted together is used in the body of the nagara. Cords of cotton and rings of metal are used in the dolak. The skin of calf and sheep are used in drums. In one of the Khandian drums, monkey skin is used. Leather braces of buffalo skin are used in the mridangam. The skin of varanus is used in the ganjira and idakka. Snake skin is also used in Chinese drums. Mud pots are used as resonators in drums. The shell of the mridangam was originally made of clay, as the name itself indicates. The pair of thin twines or 4-5 horse hairs running across the face of the drum head in Idakka and Udukkai give a fine buzzing effect. Woolen cloth covers are stitched for the mridangam. Cylindrical boxes of tin are made for keeping ganjira. In a set of tabla, the left drum is made from the wood of neem tree or shisham tree. The right drum is made from the nickel alloy. The drum heads are made from goat's skin. Idiophones or autophones. Idiophone is an instrument which vibrates on the whole to produce a sound when struck, shaken, or scrapped. These instruments do not require further tuning. Idiophones are classified as follows based on the action by which sound is produced. Classification and sound produced by 1. Concussion idiophone, which is striking together two objects capable of vibration. 2. Friction idiophone, rubbing the vibrating object. 3. Percussion idiophone, striking the vibrating object with a mallet, hammer, stick, or other non-vibrating object. 4. Plucked idiophone, plucking a flexible tongue. Scraped idiophone, scraping the vibrating object with a stick or other non-vibrating object. Shaken idiophone, shaking the vibrating object. Stamped idiophone, striking an object on a surface or vibrate the surface. 8. Stamping idiophone, striking an object on the ground or hard surface to vibrate the object. 1. Gungru. Gungrus are small brass bells. It is a musical accessory used by dancers of all classical dances. Number of bells are attached to a string or tied to cotton cord, velvet pad, or leather strap to form a gungru. These bells are made of brass and have small iron balls inside which add quite a lot of weight to them. When tied to the feet, gungrus emphasize the rhythmic aspects of the dance and allow complex footwork to be heard by the audience. 2. Karatals. Karatal is an ancient instrument mainly used in devotional songs in India. It falls under the class of idiophones of self-sounding instruments since it combines the properties of vibrator and resonator. Karatal comprises two similar shaped wooden pieces that are approximately 8 to 12 inches long and 2 to 3 inches wide. Small metal jingles or pieces are mounted to the wooden frame that produce rhythmic sound when struck together. 3. Rattle. A rattle is a percussion beater that is attached to or enclosed by a percussion instrument so that motion of the instrument will cause the rattle to strike the instrument and create sound. 4. Jalatarangam. The Jalatarangam is a melodic percussion instrument. It consists of a set of ceramic or metal bowls tuned with water. The bowls are played by striking the edge with beaters, one in each hand. 5. Xylophone. The xylophone is an example of a struck idiophone. The player must use mallets to strike bars of the wood consisting of different sizes arranged in a keyboard-like pattern. Each bar is an idiophone tuned to a pitch of musical scale. Different sized blocks create different pitches. Longer blocks correlate to lower frequencies and thus lower pitches, while shorter blocks create higher frequencies and thus higher pitches.
So far, we have discussed about the various percussion instruments, their classification, care, and materials involved in making them. The next session will begin with a new topic. Thank you.